Welcome to the Co-Host Bros Podcast, where we break down everything short-term rentals, entrepreneurship, and building a profitable hospitality business. Whether you're a host, investor, or property manager, we share real strategies, real insights, and real experiences to help you scale smarter and grow faster. Let's dive in.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Co-Host Bros Podcast. My name is Matt Codd. I'm here with Austin Spitzenberger, and today we have Rachel Vigil. Did I say it right?
Vigil.
The Hill.
Yeah.
I was so close. With Up Close Marketing, and we're going to talk about how she got started short-term rentals and how she started Up Close Marketing and really how it can help you get products into your co-host business or property management business. So I think that's pretty exciting. So what is going on? Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Rachel, super excited to have you. And kind of Matt gave a little brief intro there, but if you want to go a little bit more in depth, so everybody listening could get a quick little background of, what exactly you do in the short-term rental space and maybe your past and kind of what you're doing today.
Sure. Yeah, love to. So I started as a host. We have two properties, one in Big Bear, California. So we got that about 7 years ago. And then about 3.5 years ago, we got our second in Kihei, so in Maui. I started self-managing and came across a company called Free Products for Hosts. And just like any normal person, you can't believe it's too good to be true. Like, yeah, you have free products. What is that? So I looked into it. They were offering a free mattress and I signed up and actually got one. So I got a Muse mattress, put it in my property and realized this is really cool from the marketing standpoint. Marketing is my real background. And so I reached out to the CEO of that company and basically said, please hire me because what you're doing is amazing. I love the mattress from the host side, but I also want to dig into the brand side. So worked with them for 5 years. It transferred over to Showplace and he decided to go design and furnished. So I helped on that side as well. And then about 2 years ago now, brought it under Up Close Marketing. So the concept is that we work with brands who want a unique placement to get their products out in front of consumers, and vacation's a great place to do that. Just like you would see in the movies, there's product placement. There's a cost to play. They're paying a pretty decent amount to be put there. Same with the vacation side. So we started with vacation rentals, and we have about 12,000 listings nationwide. So we're just in the U.S., but we're growing and dabbling into outdoor hospitality. Super excited about that because I think campgrounds, glamping, it's a very untapped market in that sense. They're just kind of getting on board with amenities and realizing how important that is. So trying to bring it in over there as well. And the midterm corporate rental space too. So we work with a ton of different brands from coffee pods to laundry. We've done e-bikes, workout equipment, sheets, mattresses, and it's always free to the host and it's always free to the guest. So that is the quick, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of questions, but yeah, that's the quick summary.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. So you're the let's say I'm a coffee pod company. I'm reaching out to you and you're gonna work with me as the marketing company to get them into all of my vacation rentals. The value add for me as a manager is I get free coffee pods, and the value add for them is they're paying you to do the marketing. Did I get that right?
Sort of. Sometimes I'll work with the actual marketing agency of record. So think of these big companies out there. They're already working with a marketing agency. So I partner with them so they have something fun and fresh to pitch to their brand, or I'll work direct with a brand. So there's a lot of emerging companies out there. I do like to help startups where they're just trying to get into retail, just kind of rolling out. But yeah, that is the idea that it's true marketing. This is not a sales focus. I try to keep it as marketing in the sense of just get your product out there, let consumers try it in a nice, comfortable environment on an average of a few days. So you actually get a much higher quality interaction when you're a guest and you walk in and you see, oh, look, there's Tony chocolate on the counter for me, and it's these amazing chocolate bars. I mean, you would not expect that as a guest. So right away you're surprised, and you have this nice relationship already formed with that brand. That's what we're creating. And then you're going to remember, oh yeah, I did like it when you see it in the grocery store, and that's where the purchase would happen. But we're just creating the trial portion of it.
Awesome. So your main goal is to help brands get their stuff out into the market, and you leverage it through utilizing vacation rentals, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And mattresses are a good example because, how often can you go sleep on a mattress before you purchase it? You may see this in hotels. As a host, you've probably had some guests ask you, what was that mattress I slept? Amazing. But from the brand side, this is a way to get placement where people are actually using it, experiencing it firsthand. Yeah.
Yeah. So give me like, what do you think give me the top 3 to 5 most common items or brands that you partner with, so I can start getting my brain wrapped around like what's going into these vacation rentals. You said mattress, you maybe said chocolate for the guest. I heard coffee pods. Maybe give me 3 more.
Sure. So we've done a lot with laundry. Think about your everyday essentials that you as a host are probably already buying. So coffee and tea, a lot of consumable, and some cleaning supplies. So like Mrs. Myers, they did cleaning and soaps. We've done the laundry kit, which was like pods, Tide Pods, Downy Unstoppables. We did, the coffee pods was Maxwell House and Javalia. And so a lot of those just everyday things, like I'm even trying to get toilet paper. Like, let's get some bamboo toilet paper. Let's be unique. I'm trying to step it up from what you may already buying. So it's either replacing what you already have, but it's nicer, or it's something you would not normally provide. So it's just an added amenity.
Yeah, so I would say the majority of that's awesome. I can think of like a million different things now that you got my wheels turning. For are you looking to kind of like partner with more property managers? Like how can, I guess, we help you, and what does like the partnership look like for specific property managers? Do they need a certain kind of listing style, a certain number of units? Does that question kind of make sense?
Yeah, well, this is where it's great because it's everybody. It could be the self-managing house that has one property. You're also the owner. Those work great, especially if you're local, because think of something like ice cream. And yeah, we've done ice cream or refrigerated products. It's nice when you're off-site and you can store a supply. And then with every booking, you're just putting it in. So the one property, that's great. My biggest one is about 1,800 listings. So that's the property manager. But I also break it up more because you have the 1 to, let's say, 5 properties. And then you have those that might be a boutique property manager up to 25 or 50. And then the one that has thousands. It works with all of them. It's just some brands are limited. So when we're talking big, well-known brands, they are wanting to send pallets. So those are more property managers, campgrounds, where they can say, okay, here's a pallet of coffee pods, and now disperse it between all your properties. And it's just like restocking anything else, where it probably falls on the cleaners or the inspectors. They're the ones coming and just restocking it with every booking. And so with the smaller brands, like we just did one with American Dakota. It was a 5x8 rug, which is great. I mean, that's about a $400 value, but they could only do 25 properties. So those are more, smaller size, where they might invite a property manager, but one property, or those self-managing that just have a few. So
Yeah.
we include everyone.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I would say the majority of our listeners are in some way, shape, or form managing properties. So I guess my question for anyone listening is like, what's the best way to get in contact, or like, how do they know if they're a good fit, or what kind of products that you guys would be able to give them so they could take part in your program? And what's, I guess, the best way to just, I guess, get connected?
Sure. Yeah. So if you like free stuff and you want to save money or elevate a stay, it's the right fit. So that's pretty much everybody. Um, how you do it is you sign up. So you create an account and then you'll be prompted to reach out to us if you have 10 or more properties. So we onboard them. So here's the thing that a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to send you product. No, you always opt in. I don't want to ever assume it's something you want or that it's a right fit for your guest. So you onboard, and then when we announce it, it is a lot of first come, first serve. So you're ready to go. You might have 100 properties and you say, okay, I just want it for 25. You add your 25 listings and you give me your shipping address, and that's it. So you always opt in. I announce through our newsletter about every Wednesday is when the newsletter goes out. We have about 2 to 3 products a month. And then you just decide if you want it or not, because some quantity might be too much, some might be too little. If we're targeting, like we've done one where it was targeted to adults, it was an adult game. So if you're family friendly, you're probably not opting into this one.
Yeah, and they've done pallets of non-alcoholic Heineken beer.
Yeah, you saw that one. Yep.
Yeah, Robert's like, go get some beer. I was like, dude, I don't think I can give out enough beer. That's a lot of beer to accept the whole pallet of beer. Like, I don't even know how many cases that was, like 50 cases or something.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And when you break it down, though, it's more of a one-to-one sample. So if you have properties that sleep 6 or 10 guests, it actually goes really fast because you're doing a one-to-one sample. So every guest gets at least one. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the rug one too. I didn't get selected. That's okay.
It's okay. They're back every quarter. So you keep on trying.
So is there any chance that you guys may end up like connecting with other PMSs to sync to be able to pull that property data over versus people manually putting it in or reaching out to your team to onboard them manually?
I'd like to. I mean, that would be great. It's just everyone has to be good with it. I mean, that's the thing. When I work directly with a property management company, they want to make sure that their owners are all okay with it. But in fact, there's one, I think you know the host. His name's Robert. No, he likes to tell his owners that he partners with us as a benefit and a cost savings because they're putting in products that other property managers may not be. But yeah, if I could work with some of those big PMS companies and bring everybody in, that would be great. I'm sure there's a high cost that comes with that, though. I'm sure they would want to charge.
Maybe there is, yeah. So I probably can't ask this question. I probably can't ask you like what's the next one coming up. Huh?
I can, yeah, I'll show you. You want to see it?
Yeah, what do you got?
By the time this goes, it will be gone. But it's this. Oh shoot! Oh, the video's not okay. Oh, and it won't matter because no one can see it. But
is it Downy Unstoppable?
Yes, Downy Unstoppable. So it's a scent booster that's going to launch in a couple weeks. And then we've got the rugs. But here's what's kind of fun for those that are in Coachella. So you know the music festival, Coachella and Coach. We get really ramped up for that. So basically, if you're in Yucca Valley, Coachella Valley, anywhere there, we target brands who may not be sponsoring inside the venue, but instead we're placing all around the venue, which in my mind, it is a better experience because when you're probably more sober than you are then inside the event, but it's less cost. And so what will happen is we're working with multiple brands where if you want to be part of it, then we just send you product to put during those music festivals. Same with World Cup that's happening in Texas. And then, and then same with the Olympics. I mean, when that's not too far out. So it's a great way for brands who can't afford to be these huge headliner sponsors, but can still be where people are staying.
I'm definitely going to have to look during World Cup.
Yeah,
so that was actually kind of leading into what I was going to ask. So when you have a marketing campaign, and let's just say it's for whatever, XYZ, is it sometimes it's location based, correct?
It might be, especially in winter, because a lot of brands want to follow the seasonality. And so ski resorts, winter destinations, and then getting to spring, it's all the spring break stops, and then summer. I mean, that's kind of everywhere. But yeah, it could be by that, or it could be by just the type of guest. So we do get a lot of requests for females, which can be bachelorette parties. So Nashville, Palm Springs, Sedona, those type of places. So it's either guest or geography.
Awesome. So tell me about the e-bike thing when you guys gave those out. That sounds super interesting. That sounds like really wild for someone just to give out free e-bikes.
Yeah.
So what was the stipulations and how many did they get?
Yeah, it was really
And
cool.
how did it work?
So it was 2 e-bikes. The brand was Aventon. So it was a California-based company. They were targeting the outdoor places like Big Bear. I think we did Joshua Tree, some beach areas. It's good and bad from the host side because you are super excited to have bikes and say, hey, now we have this as an amenity. But e-bikes are hard to maintain. You have to make sure that they're fully charged, that they're clean, that the everything didn't get disconnected. So that was about a year campaign. And we're hoping that everyone will leave the bikes in. But after our campaigns, what's different is you can decide what to do with it. If you don't want to keep it in your property, you own it. It's not like you're shipping it back. So yeah, those bikes may be in our garage here now. But yeah, they're fun. But I don't know if I do e-bikes again. It's just hard from the host side.
Yeah, you just see like
Yeah.
you see the local cleaning crew like zipping around on e-bikes from property to property.
Well, especially like a long campaign like that, like a whole year. That's a long time to maintain that e-bike.
It is, and it can be a negative experience if the guest shows up and the battery's not charged and they have just biked 5 miles away and now they can't actually e-bike it back, but they have to work out. I mean, a lot of them were like, wait, it's still not what I said before.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to touch on, actually, to explain that the way the campaigns work. So, like, my understanding, like you're kind of saying, is that the campaigns, you sign up for the campaign. If you get approved for the campaign, then you have to place it into your property for a certain period of time, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
So there's 2 types. There's first come, first serve campaigns where if you want it and you're one of the first to get it, you get it. And then there's the ones that you apply. So the brand will select who they want to invite. So a consumable type product, something like cleaning and snacks and drinks, that's a 3-month supply. So we don't supply you month after month. It's a 3-month campaign. You get a 3-month supply all at once. If it's more of a durable product, so think like a portable oven, that will be a year campaign that we're doing the tracking, but we hope that you want to keep it in your property. And when I say a campaign, it means you're putting the samples out till they're gone and the marketing. So there's usually a 5x7 acrylic stand that goes next to the product because we want guests to know this was not left by the previous guests. The cleaners did their job. This is complimentary for you to enjoy. And then there's usually a call to action for the guests. So it could be scan a QR code and take a survey or find us in store. There's usually something on there that's optional. So that's what we mean by the requirement would be like leave that marketing up for 3 months or until samples are gone.
Yeah. Is there well, I could just see like, I mean, you would hope not. There's a lot of bad eggs out there that might use this as and maybe not do what it is intended to do and keep the stuff or whatever. Their hosts use them for their personal supply, whatever. You would hope not, or use it for another business. I don't know. Do you have a way of like you having to vet them, like for example, for the e-bike? And if you already said this, I apologize, but like they need to take a picture of it at the rental, or when they're putting these coffee pods out, you got to submit photos of like, did you have any metrics to track that, or is it more of like just the honor system?
Yeah, no, the biggest fear is that a host is going to take it and sell it. So we don't want that to happen. This is not what it's set
That's
up.
wrong.
So yeah, so we have requirements and it's take photos. So we want to see one time, what does it look like in the property? So you need to take photos of the product with the marketing. And then you can put them on social media if you want. That's optional. It's not required. And then we'll ask the host to take a survey at the end. So just one survey, let us know your thoughts. But here's what I built in because, yeah, we track it. So all in the dashboard, they log in, they see, oh, I'm part of Coffee Pods and I need to complete these 2, the photos and the survey. We track it. And so if we see that you're never doing this, then eventually you're probably not going to be invited back into future campaigns. But we've also built a VIP program. So you've done it 3 times in a row, then you get first dibs on product. And this is so valuable because these are the big ones. So if we have mattresses, we have sheets, we're definitely going to the VIPs first because we know they're doing it right. And it's really easy to achieve VIP. So yeah, we've definitely built in a system. And then we always check. If your listing is not working, then you don't get to be part of it. Because I mean, a lot of times we do. And I think that's the hardest part with the property managers is there's always turnover. Like we have new properties, we've lost properties. So we try to maintain it and do that for them so they don't have to worry about it.
So I have another question.
Yeah.
No, so you say like midterm and short term and long term, but what if the property, because I know when you register a property, you can only select one of those options. So what if the property does short term and midterm? Because like I have properties in Houston, right, that do short term and midterm. I actually do short term, midterm in every property. I have a house by the beach right now where somebody's in their midterm, but I mean, how would I go around that indicator with you guys?
Yes.
Like, do I
Select
contact
both.
you?
Yeah, you actually select both. It gives you the option to add them so that we can see they are both. So here's the advantage of midterm. I love when you have a split like that because it opens you up to more brands. So think about someone, and Texas is always, for whatever reason, the example because brands are targeting Texas. So let's say they've opened up into a grocery store. They've just started selling their product in this retail store. Midterm rentals are the perfect spot for that because we know people are going to be grocery shopping. They're not coming in for the weekend, but we know they're staying. So if you give them a sample and you tell them go down the street, drive 5 miles to this grocery store, here's a coupon, and you can redeem it to get more product. That's nice because for brands, you're driving traffic to that grocery store. So it's nice when you can add on both, but then the caution is don't take on too much product if you know it's going to be a midterm rental. You can always say, let's say you have 10 midterm rentals, then just sign up for one property and then like share all the product between.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. That's why we always want you to opt in because you know how much product is too much and the right amount.
No, it's super cool. I think, and how long have you guys been doing this for?
So,
like a couple years?
Sampling between Showplace and myself, 7 years, and then under Up Close, just 2 years. So brought most of those hosts and property managers over. And yeah, we've been going on 7 years.
So will different showcases not show up depending on your location? I think I meant to ask that question in that way. Or is it, you just see every showcase, everybody sees everything?
Yeah, you're worried you're missing out, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not getting anything. I want to be a VIP. I mean, come on.
I know. I'm going to have to make sure I get you some more product. Yeah, everything at this point is showing because I just want the network to know what type of products we have out there. So I do show everything. There's nothing secret at this point in time. Maybe one day there will be. So it's like, okay, if it's just Coachella, it's not going to show up for everybody. But yeah, it's hard because not everybody updates their profiles. So you might be living in Atlanta and you do own a place in Coachella and you just haven't updated it. Like I'd like to still announce it.
Yeah, I guess that's what makes it a pain is a lot of people aren't updating their stuff. And, you know, obviously you want it free for the host. So you don't want it to cost you money to connect with PMSs to update automatically. Yeah, I mean, so like with the rug thing, for instance, I'm just trying to see like how your marketing thing works. So they offered only 25. So I'm looking at it on my end from the outside as that's like a test. But I don't know because I mean, if you give away 25 things, I feel like you may get one customer. So I'm trying to figure out what the accomplishment goal is of that. But yeah, so what is it like a test
from the brand side?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really what they're looking to do. And it was the same because we did California Design Den sheets. So they're cotton sheets. They are actually targeting property managers. And here's why, because they're hoping that if you have 100 properties, we give you one, that next time a property needs a new rug or needs new sheets, you've already sampled it and that you'll start buying it for your other properties. That's what a lot of these basic amenities are hoping for, or restocking, cleaning supplies. Hopefully you'll transfer over, toilet paper, transfer over. So there's kind of two sides from the marketing is the brands are hoping to just getting a new customer from the host side. And then secondary, or it might be first, just depends on the product, would be the guest. So sometimes the guest is the focus, or sometimes it's the host. So does that make sense? I mean, they're really hoping to do more sales but they give you a discount. So I think it's like 60% with the sheets and 30% with the rugs. So now that you've tried it, they're going to hit you with a nice wholesale discount to go buy more the next time your properties need it.
That's super interesting because I mean, a property manager, I don't feel like you even step on the rug. You just put it in the house, right? But I mean, it's interesting.
It's
I wonder how that works. Yeah,
Yep. It's
that's
all about
awesome.
design. And, when it's something like sheets where your guests are really interacting with, you're going to hear about it. If there's a guest that doesn't like a microfiber and you've been doing microfiber, like you're going to hear about it. And so that's a great product, an example to say where you can make the switch. Because if the price point is right, then as a property manager or just an individual host, you probably will think about purchasing that next time.
Yeah, and I think for like the sheets thing, a lot of very bigger managers, they get to a certain point where laundry is done in-house and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So it's like they're actually the ones that are buying the linens and stuff. They have maybe a linen program or something like that, and they have the choice to buy that versus the owner of the smaller manager is buying that, or maybe the owners supply that depending on how everything works. But yeah, I can see how the linens thing, and I keep thinking about the Heineken beer thing because I used to work in the I used to work for Anheuser-Busch, so we would have things like set up around, and people would go out and they would do beer samplings, and they would like do it in the HEBs and the grocery stores or whatever. But like whenever you talk to the people that were out there doing it, they maybe and spent 3 hours of their time and sold a 6-pack or 2 6-packs, and it's like, well, if maybe like, okay, there's probably some legalities with the alcohol part of it, but if you have a Heineken NA or Stella NA or some kind of beer like that, if you just get a 6-pack or a case or however you do it, you can touch way more people if you had 100 rentals and all those 100 rentals turned again, and then you did another 6-pack in every single one. It's just such an easier way. I see why in some cases this makes a lot more sense than anyways. I just had an epiphany where I was like, oh, that does make sense, and I see why people would need your service.
Yeah, it's less lift from the brand side. So you don't have to staff it. You're shipping to one location and you're getting out to thousands of different people. So it's very effective. The other side of that is if you have like an oven or a coffee maker, we do open box. Like it's a great way for these brands, especially after the holidays, they're going to get returns and they can't resell them. So instead of putting them in a dumpster or finding a way to get rid, they can reutilize and put them in vacation rentals because we don't care. I mean, the first time a guest comes in, it's been used. So give me open box. That's fine, as long as it works. So we do a lot with open box as well.
What about things for like for owners? Like if I have 100, I have 100 clients, but I also have 100 owners. Or is it more geared towards the guests? Like let's say, for example, I want to send 100 pecan pies to my owners. That I'm saying thank you for working with us at Lazy H Retreats. This is our Christmas gift, whatever. Is there something like that that you could do towards owners, or is it mostly just get them in the units, in the house, guest facing stuff? Does that kind of make sense?
I think it would hit both. So it's if you're going to give it to the owners or the property management company, it's because you want to put it in the properties. So, I think does that kind of answer your question? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like we're just gifting out for the owners because the intent is to place it in the actual property.
Yeah, that makes sense because then you'd have to go further and ship everything to the owners, where it's like now you just go place them in properties. No, that makes sense. It's just mostly I get it. Mostly guest facing.
Yeah,
So you give your excess 6-packs to the owners. No, I'm just kidding.
but I always like the owners to try it. Like, if you're going to be putting this in your property, you should try it yourself too. So that's part of
Sure.
it. And same with the cleaners. If the cleaners are the ones that are going to be restocking, get them excited as well. We don't want to add more work on to their workload. The other side that we're going into is services. And I think this is going to be really interesting. So think like meal deliveries or meal kits, where a midterm rental would be a great situation for that, where they're staying, they just want an easy way to make meals. So having some free meals delivered to them that they get to pick and choose from. Or like Instacart, Uber, even streaming. So HBO Max, those where these become more services, not products, but still a great way to get in front of a consumer or a host that maybe, I mean, Netflix would be a great one. Like here's 6 months to Netflix and now you continue on, or a Wi-Fi upgrade. Try this for 6 months in hopes that you'll do it. Same with like thermostats, remote controlled thermostats. I mean, it's unlimited. Lots of ideas.
Yeah, like anything that can go in the house. Like you could even do like cooking utensils or like a crock pot or instant pot or something like that, right? Like literally anything that can go in your house, you could
Yep.
potentially
Yeah, we'll make it
do it,
happen.
right?
Oh yeah, we've
Very-
talked about some pretty crazy stuff too. So yeah, we'll see.
That's wild.
So is that the ultimate goal? So like, what is the ultimate goal with up close marketing? Like, you want to just have like thousands of offers on there like all the time, or like what is your ultimate goal?
Yeah, I think building to have a bigger network. I do want to go up into Canada because I get hosts all the time asking me, "Are you in Canada?" So I think that will be our next reach from just the property side, and then more brands, because I think it's just starting to get out there. And it's funny when I have conversations with brands, like, "Yeah, we thought about placing in vacation rentals, but we didn't know how to do it." So just getting my reach out there so that brands know. But I mean, I don't think there's ever going to be a time where I don't have enough properties to put free product. So it really means that what I need more is the brands, because I can get rid of free product, no problem. It's just realizing the brands, they always want to see that ROI. And so being able to turn that on for them. And that's where the surveys and the photos are really important, because that's their deliverable to know that we're doing what they're paying for.
I feel like you could do all kinds of stuff. I feel like you could get DoorDash to come up with something, or like Uber Eats or something like that, because people like come and stay and they want to have a good time at vacation. Yep. And it's like, okay, well, we'll give you a free month of Dash Pass or something, or whatever the case may be, and you just have it there every time for like someone to use. And with subscriptions, you sign up and then you just keep paying because we're just like that.
Yeah.
In our mind, we're just like, I just have this useless subscription I don't ever use again.
Yeah, I'm worried about that because I never want to have a negative experience for a guest. I'm always putting myself on the host side, as I don't want to trick a guest. So it needs to be free without having to put your credit card down, or it's very clear. But I love like the DoorDash and Uber Eats. That's a workaround to alcohol. So like what you said, Austin, of, okay, the liability, I don't want to touch alcohol. I'll do NAs all day long, but too much of a liability. But when you leave it up to the guests to redeem, and there's a validation with the 21 and over, on like an Uber Eats, that's a great way to do alcohol. You just have to tie in a few.
Yeah. Have you ever done, I think you mentioned it. Have you ever done like a meal prep service? Have you guys already done that? Because that sounds pretty good. If you left a couple meals in there with the branding on it and they're like, oh, wow, these were actually really good. And I feel like that's a big thing, is a time saving thing, is people are trying to not spend all their time cooking these days. I've tried a few of them, but I don't know if that's a partnership you have, just out of curiosity.
So we've done like Goodles mac and cheese. So we've left it where it's packaged, but I want to do the full meal kits. The problem is allergies and prep. So it takes a lot more prep on the host to communicate to the guest. You need to order this, select your foods to be in the fridge when you arrive, and they only deliver on certain days. So that's why short term is hard for that, but midterms is great because they have at least 30 days or more to decide, okay, here's what I want. And then to really try it out. So I'm all on board. I think that's a great opportunity. Or those ovens, that I've seen a promotion where you get the oven for free and then you just purchase the meals that go inside of the oven to cook it. Some of those might be easier if it's free of allergens. So I think huge opportunity there.
So it's like a toaster oven. You keep saying this oven thing, and I'm trying to figure out what you're referring to. A toaster oven.
And,
okay,
like bigger than a toaster oven. And now it's probably going to be all over your Facebook feed, because I swear, like, once you start talking about it, it's going to pop up, and then you'll see it. But yeah, there's a couple out there. Like, I got one, it was June Oven. It's like iPhone meets oven. You put it in and it knows, oh, this is a pizza. It needs to cook for 10 minutes. And there's a camera and you can see it cook. Like, it is the coolest oven you've ever seen. But there's a lot of those, but they tie in meal kits with it. So have our oven and then buy the meals from us that specifically go into our oven. So it's a way to have a product, but have a sales revenue, because then you're going to keep buying the meals to go with it.
That's super cool. So how do you guys find the brands? Are you guys just contacting brands, or how is that working?
Yeah, so I do a lot of expos. So there's a natural product expo that's in Anaheim. I love that. It's basically any brand you would see in Whole Foods is there. There's one called Fancy Fair that's coming up. And then I'm going to start going into more of the appliances and those trade shows. But then working with the big marketing agencies, because they're the ones that can pitch to their clients that they already have. So I kind of do two, where I'm just doing outreach on my own or LinkedIn, and then I'm partnering with agencies. So that's really how I do get those bigger, like Tide, the pods. Like, I could never just go straight to Tide and say, hey, you want to give us some pods? Yeah.
So how many people you guys have on staff now? Or how big are you guys?
We're really small.
Yeah.
So it's me and it's Hakeem, who is my VA. And then I have an engineering team, and a team of one. So he does all of the technology. It's actually the technology that is the hardest part, because there's so much tracking that happens behind the scenes in the portals. That Amazon shutdown or outage did not help us at all. But yeah, it's pretty much a team of 3, but then I have a lot of hosts referring. So I give great incentives if you refer out, and you get like 20 other hosts to sign up. Then I give free Slumber Cloud bedding. So that helps on the getting more properties, is all these referrals and other hosts talking me up. Because if I go out there and I say, I have free stuff, nobody believes me. Every time they're like, it's a scam, we don't believe you. But the credibility that comes from another host or a company, then they will believe it more. So it's, I'm short staffed, but I kind of want it that way, because I don't know, I'm one of those where I don't want somebody else to have to rely on the success of the business to have a paycheck. So I try to do what I can with just contractors and help.
So the credibility from us guys, that means you need to sign up for Up Close Marketing and get your properties on there. And Austin needs to get all his 3 million properties on there. So hopefully Austin will have his VA reach out to you shortly.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's great. And especially like, and depending on your location too, if there's something that's really good for that market that guests are going to love. I mean, I think I saw, when I went to an event recently with Robert, and he was like, "Hey, you want some free sleep aid? I have extra sleep aid. I guess he had got some gummies from you
it was the natural.
those gummies, the natural gummies." Then he gave me some like energy shots that taste like crap. I tried it; it was terrible. I didn't like it. Did you try it? The green thing?
I
thing?
know what you're talking about. You love it, you hate it.
Yeah,
that's one.
I was like, oh.
But see, we're a bit like, we like the ginger, we like the green stuff. So for someone that is a little bit granola, it's great, and it actually works. But yeah,
I didn't even notice. I don't know. I drink so much caffeine. I have no idea.
But we have done the big ones, the energy drinks like the Red Bulls, the Monsters. So yeah, it's all over.
Sign me up for a truck full of that. All right. Well, that's awesome. So we appreciate you coming on. I think what you're doing is awesome. That's why I asked you to come on. Austin was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "She gives out free stuff." And he's like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "We'll talk about it later." But I really appreciate you coming. I want you to tell everybody where they can sign up to do this. And you guys need to go sign up. It's free. It costs you nothing. It takes like 5 minutes. And if you have more than 10 properties, just send an email. They'll do it for you. It's easy.
Yeah, so you can find us at Up Close Marketing, but our marketing is abbreviated MKTG. So upclosemktg.com. And then we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram at Upclose Marketing, but spelled out that time. Or you can just search for me, Rachel Vigil. Come
Awesome.
and reach out with questions. Since you know the size of the team is small, you're going to get me. You actually, when you send an email, you're going to talk to me. So shoot us an email. Questions.
Yeah, when she deactivates your second account, she tells you too. Because I had 2 accounts that I didn't even know. I think I probably like logged in with the wrong one, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not the right one. And then I logged out, and I don't know. I do that all the time. I have like 4 StayFi accounts. It's amazing.
This is me helping you get free stuff. See, I recognize what you did. Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Rachel. We appreciate it. And with that, I'll let Austin just let it go, Austin.
All right. Thank you all for listening. Peace.